Hi, my name is Daniel Young with Keller Williams Realty. One of the most common questions I get when buyers are looking for homes is how do we know that this house is in good condition? What are the things I really need to be looking for? So I'm going to give you three things today. The first one is to look at the foundation. So there's a myth that just because a house has had foundation work, then it's a bad home. The truth is, regardless if there's been foundation work or not, it needs to be evaluated by a professional. Now, just because foundation work's been done doesn't mean it's bad. Foundation work can actually, and when they put the piers underneath, can actually improve the stability of the home, prevent it from further shifting, and actually the house is in better shape than it was before it had the foundation work done. Now, we do have several questions that we want to ask after the foundation has been repaired. One is how many piers were put in. Another is where were they located? And then the last one would be, well, how much correction did it have? What were the original measurements before the foundation was done? And then what were the measurements after it was done? So those are just a few questions that we want to ask and make sure that everything looks good. But always we're going to have consult a expert and a professional with regards to the opinions on the foundation work or if it needs foundation work. The second item is going to be looking at the roof. So one of the myths again is that a newer roof means that everything's okay. And that's true in general, yet we live in Texas. And so we get hailstorms and windstorms every year. And so just because a roof is a year or two old doesn't mean that there is not hail damage on it. Now, we also, again, need a roofer to take a look at it because sometimes the hail may just be small. It could be a dime size, quarter size, and it's not going to impact the functionality of the roof. And yet, we also want to make sure that, okay, if it did get hit, was the damage significant enough to ensure that there's no leaks? Maybe there's some minor repairs that needed, or worst case scenario is having an adjuster needing to go out there and make sure that it's insurable and the roof does not need to be replaced. The third thing that I like to look for in homes is, especially if this is an older home, is what is the plumbing situation underneath the house? So if the house was built before the early 1980s, a lot of those homes were built with cast iron pipes underneath. Now, cast iron pipes, they can last for a long time, and yet most of them, because of the detergents and things like that we throw down the drains, they can create corrosion underneath. And so those pipes will, over time, begin to rust and have some leakage underneath. So if they are leaking or if they have the potential to leak, then the cost to replace and repair those can be very expensive, especially if the house has a slab foundation where they have to dig and tunnel underneath it. So those are the three things I really look for. The big ticket items that I look for in looking at a house is going to be the foundation, the roof, and the plumbing underneath. But if you have any questions about these items or anything else, feel free to give me a call and we can have a conversation about understanding what's most important for you.